Hey everybody, what's going on? This is the Sabbath Sunday of January 22nd. I have not been in church in a long time just because I can't get a ride. It has been a battle and a struggle, but let's not be all about the flesh. So, my pastor, Mike, wonderful sermon today. I had like a little battle in the midst of it. I don't know what that was, but God knows. And so I'm just going to talk a little bit about my life, and instead of like talk at you. I know a lot of people talk at you and they want you to get what they're saying, but unless they can tie you into an experience, sometimes it really doesn't happen for you to really listen and to get and understand what they're trying to say. They're just talking and it's just like, yeah. But, which is not Pastor Mike at all. I love him so much. You'll probably say, what, you love me? I'm like, yeah, I do. In the sense of pastor, parishioner, yes, Pastor Lamb. But, I've been talking to a lady about my own age for the past couple weeks about our issues, and maybe just the past week pretty much, about our issues. And we started talking about a lot of stuff, and our lives are very similar in a sense of the battles we have, and our lives are similar in the way we deal with them. And I was, by the way, today I got the biggest, most beautiful hug from this guy from church, and okay, let's just go to last Thursday. I was in the sanctuary. I was mad at God, very, resentful, very bitter, and I just needed a word. I needed something. You know how you're so desperate that just anything that God says to you, you're just going to grab onto because you're just so desperate for a word. And, so I was sitting there for a while, and he asked, and I started walking back. I'm like, this is probably not the place. I'll go to the chapel and pray. And he's like, I said, I'm working through some stuff. And he's like, okay. And he's like, I lost my dog, and I was working through some stuff, and I was really mad at God. And he just started to kind of talk to me. And I've always felt this sense of something from him. I don't know, like that he's just genuinely a good guy, just an all around. I'm not saying he doesn't have flaws, not saying that he doesn't do things that are wrong. Just, you can just tell by the way you look at people, by the way they carry themselves, by the way they walk out their day, that they're just a genuine good person. So we were talking on Thursday. I didn't expect on coming to church today, and my mom said, you want to go to church tomorrow? And I said, yeah. There's just a whole issue with me getting to church. Ow! Oh, sorry. Sorry. Sometimes how like something on your back goes, cut that out. So I talked with him for a while, and today I was coming back from the ladies' room, and he saw me, and he's like he reached out his arms. He's like, hi, my love. And I'm like, oh, he's so cute. Like, not cute in like, hubba hubba, but cute in like, just, he was genuinely glad to see me. And just, that almost made me cry, because I don't get a lot of that at my church. Not that people don't want to see me, but I don't experience a lot of that. So when he just genuinely arms out, hi, my love, like, oh my gosh, I love you too. So this lady and I have been speaking, and we deal with things in our life the wrong way. And so that day, later on, sorry, I'm kind of going back and forth. I went to the chapel, was praying there for half an hour, and I just was there. And then my pastor was standing outside the door, like talking to somebody. And then I said, can I talk to you for a minute? And then we had a conversation, and he said that I really need to just take authority in my home. And I said, but yeah, how do you do that? Like, maybe, and he's like, you need confidence, and you need to have a lot of confidence to take that authority, and you got to work on it. And he prayed for me. But But in the middle of him praying, he's like, God does this and this and that and da-da-da. But in the middle of him praying, my mind's like, yeah, but. And when that happened in my mind, the yeah, but, that's when I realized there is my problem. God is great, yeah, but. God can, you can do all things through Christ that gives you strength, yeah, but. That yeah, but is what gets me in trouble, because I'm not believing in the totality. Okay, let me not use weird words. I'm not believing totally on that God can do this for me. Either I'm not believing totally that God can do this for me, or I'm believing that the enemy is stronger than he is, and I don't believe that. Find that. So I found my problem. I found the negative problems, the way I deal with things in a negative way. Like if I'm having warfare, I think, oh, negative. Instead of, okay, God, what am I doing in your world, in life, that I'm getting this warfare? Usually there's something right. What am I doing right? So I'm catching myself, not myself, all of me. Why not take all of me? Anyway, I'm catching myself when I'm having these conversations with somebody when they're very positive, and I'm like, yeah, but. That yeah, but has got me into a very negative space. But I'm glad the pastor prayed for me that day, because I caught the yeah, but. Yeah, but life is hard. Yeah, but life is, I'm going through all this warfare. Yeah, but. And every time I say yeah, but, that means that I'm not believing. And I'm not holding on to the promises of God. And if I'm really not holding on to the promises of God, then where am I and what am I doing? So I just want to say that today, that are you living life like you believe that God has you? Are you living life like you believe that God, just runs everything? He just has you in the palm of his hands and everything is going to work out to his glory? Yeah, I got into this negative mindset of life is hard, life is hard, life is this, life is that. And every single thing I said, and what is it? The scripture, out comes the mouth, is, what is in the heart comes out the mouth. And if I'm negative in my heart and I'm negative in my mouth, then negative I will be. So I just wanted to pop on here and just say that, I have had, God gave me revelation about the way I'm thinking, the way I'm having things in my heart. Am I negative in my heart and negative with my mind and negative with my mouth, or am I going to be positive? And me, and it's funny how we don't realize we're blind. We think, oh, we're saved, I'm saved, and I'm with Jesus, and I'm obedient, but we still get blinded because the enemy, that's his job. So the yeah, but has brought on this new way of thinking of, instead of saying yeah, but, I had that conversation with my friend. And I said, God can do this. And the negative thing is we're thinking, yeah, but. And with the yeah, but, I know you might not understand this, because it's only happened to, I've gotten the revelation from it, but it's hard to really, get in there, just get in there. I wouldn't stand on his promises. I wasn't standing on his promises. I would hear his promises and pray that I would be standing on the promises, but I wasn't standing on the promises. I was standing on the yeah, but I doubt. I'm doubting. Yeah, but there's warfare. Yeah, but the enemy. Yeah, but demonic powers. Yeah, but. Yeah, but. Yeah, but. But I wasn't standing on his promises. And I just want to come on here and say this, because God has, how many people, Lord? 7 people that's going to see this and say, oh my gosh, she's right. God's right. I'm standing on the yeah, buts. Yeah, but God, yeah, but the enemy is this. Yeah, but I have so much turmoil in my life. Yeah, but I have this in my life. That was a revelation that I'm glad that I spoke to my pastor, that he spoke to me and started praying for me, because when that happened, that yeah, but came about, and I got it. God made me get it as to why I was going through all the turmoil, I was the reason why I was going through all the turmoil, not the enemy. The enemy was not the reason I was going through all the turmoil. I was the reason why I was going through all the turmoil. And I'm sitting there and I'm blaming God and I'm blaming the enemy, and I wasn't even pointing the finger at myself. Sorry, I kind of get excited. That not about pointing the finger at myself, but I get excited that I got it. Thank you, Jesus. That I snap my fingers like it's like a wake up. Wake up. You know, wake up. And I was standing on everything but God's promises. Do you understand that after years of yeah buts, that you finally get it? That you finally got the reason why you were in so much turmoil? It's because it was myself giving myself all the turmoil and not God or the enemy. I was giving the enemy too much credit. We do that, you know. We give the enemy too much credit as it is. But the enemy does this. But the enemy does that. Remember, next time you say, but the enemy, or but demonic powers, or but this. When you say, but this, and it's not a positive term with God, it's a negative reaction in your mind. And I want you to think on it. But this, but that, but. That but, B-U-T, not B-U-T-T, B-U-T, can create a huge negative reaction and start this ball going in your mind, and you don't even realize it's going on. You don't even realize you're creating it. You yourself, I myself, was creating it. I created it. I got so focused on the enemy, so focused on the turmoil, so focused on the heartache, so focused on the suffering, so focused on the oh poor me crap. Excuse me. So focused on everything else, but, it's a good but. You can pay attention to this one. But God's promises. That's why you have to pay attention to the way you react to things. Is it going to be a negative reaction or is it going to be a positive reaction? You get it? Got it? Good. So I just wanted to come on here and say that, like, I was the one that was creating my own negative reactions. I was the one that was creating all the confusion in my mind. And I'm sitting there and I'm praying for deliverance and praying for deliverance and praying for deliverance. I was praying for deliverance for me, from me, from my mouth, from my brain, from my heart. I was praying for my own deliverance, not from deliverance from demonic oppression, from deliverance from this mouth. From the negativity that was in me. Once you grasp that's huge. Once you come into realization of that, that is huge. You know? How many people every day walk in negativity? How many people every day walk in the negative part of the world? The negative part of the mind, the negative part of the heart, the negative part of the body. And my body, I've had multiple illnesses and over and over and over again. And no wonder why. Everything about me was negative. God, get me on the right path of positive. It's a prophecy. God gave me a prophecy. It's a prophecy. A revelation, whatever you want to call it. It could be either or. But still. I mean, this had been going on many months, possibly like a couple years. And that negativity is what led the enemy to be allowed to come into my home. You see that? The enemy wasn't allowed to come into my home unless I was being negative about the issues that I thought that was being brought to me by the enemy. It's like a complex thing. But then again, inside the complex, it's so easy. It's like one of those things that you could get it right there, or you could just go over and over and over and over. And that's the problem with our problems, is we tend to go over our problems. The enemy can take one thing and set it in our minds, and we would go crazy for months. We'd go round and round and round like the record. Like a record. Would just go round and round that one issue. But I was so like falling down, when you were a kid, or like an embarrassed moment when you were like, 10, 20 years ago. And how that embarrassed moment can flash up like that. But, this is a good but, I don't know. If you let it take dominion over your life, if you let that one memory, that one problem, that one person laughing at you, the one person picking on you, if you let it, that one person just abusing the crap out of you, if you let that one moment, that one memory take dominion over your life, then that is what you're battling. You're not battling the enemy, you're battling yourself. I want to let you know that you don't have to battle yourself. God said, my daughter, you have been obedient to me, but all these negative things have been wrapped around your head. You did it yourself. By believing in a mindset, by believing in a negative thought about yourself or about other people, you did it to yourself. But, which is a good but, you can undo it. You can undo it and say, God, teach me how to not do that anymore. God, teach me of your ways. God, teach me that when that thought comes, to just get up and go do something else besides what I'm thinking of. Our minds just wrap around people picking on us. My mind wraps around when somebody picks on me or somebody smites me. My mind just, and I've had this issue at my church with not being able to get a ride, and my head has been wrapped around it for months and months and months and months and months. And God said to me today, Karen, stop it. First of all, you're obsessing. I don't like you obsessing about this. Stop it. And number two, is it not my issue? Can I not do anything about it? Is it not my job to deal with the people or with whatever's going on right now as far as this is concerned? It's my job to be obsessed about this. Not be obsessed, but, he was saying, daughter, shut up. Shut down. Stop it. Stop. Stop. Stop it. Stop it. Stop being obsessed. Let it go. And I've been feeling, just like pressure on the top of my head. No wonder why. I just had my head wrapped up in all this. Like, imagine your head like wrapped up like a mummy. And that mummy was negative thoughts and negative thoughts and negative thoughts and like toilet paper. Round and round and round we go. Once you realize you got in those negative thoughts, then you can kind of unwrap yourself a little bit and say, okay, God, let new thoughts come in. And I had a friend say this to me about 4 years ago. You need new recordings. And I kind of understood what she meant, but I really didn't really get it. We need new recordings. We need Post-its all over the walls. Even if it looks so stupid, ridiculous, we need Post-its all over the car, all over where we sleep. I'm worthy of God's love. There's nothing can be against me. Nothing formed against me can prosper. Very positive, positive, positive notes. Just post it everywhere with tape, with whatever you want to do it with. If the walls look messy, so what? It looks messy, but you at least see somewhere. And if you never pick up the word, if you never pick up a Bible, and you're going throughout your day and you get people that are just so negative, you need to come home and see those thoughts right there, those positive things right in front of you on your computer, on your television, on your laptop, on your lamps, on the fridge, on the walls, to have those positive influences. Because as soon as we step out our house, pretty much, if we allow it, we can have many negative influences throughout our day. We don't have to have them, but we can have. So while we are in our homes, we are in our safe havens, it's time for us to renew ourselves with the Word of God, renew ourselves with, you are worthy, you are held in the palm of my hands, my daughter. We need to get out of the negative mindsets. And because somebody says something about you, doesn't mean it's true. Just because somebody says something about you doesn't mean you have to agree with it. And stop obsessing. Me. Pointing the finger at me. Stop obsessing. Stop it. So this is long enough. 20 minutes. Love you guys. Wonderful revelation today. Stop saying yeah, but with negative issues. Say yes, but God can do all these things. Amen. Love you so much. Bye.